We start off on matters bilateral ties between Kenya and France, where they have signed 11 agreements aimed at deepening bilateral and trade ties between the two nations. As part of agreements, this includes the modernization of the Nairobi Commuter Railway system worth 12 billion shillings and a 9 billion shillings construction and management of a new terminal at the Port of Mombasa. Here's Brian Kimani with the details.
The French President Emmanuel Macron jetted into the country for the second time today, 7 years after he made his maiden African trip. The French President is in the country to attend the France-Africa Summit, which is seen as an attempt to reset French ties with Africa after suffering major political, economic and social setbacks in its traditional domain of West Africa.
It's hard to say that Western Africa will not be present in this room. You have 3 countries, and I do regret that, which decided, because of the coup and the behaviors of the military people in charge, to put them aside from the rest of the club, by the way, aside of ECOWAS as well and others. It doesn't mean that West Africa is not part of this meeting.
President William Ruto has said the meeting will help Africa and France chart a new path of collaboration and mutual respect.
The first summit signaling a shift to a broader, much more inclusive relationship with Africa, recalibrated with the understanding of respect for sovereignty, being a relationship that is mutually beneficial and a relationship that recognizes Africa's position and priorities.
President Ruto has said Kenya will use France to push the interests of Africa on the global space, especially on restructuring the global financial system, security cooperation, and green energy development. Already, Kenya and France have signed a security cooperation that seeks to secure Kenyan maritime domain and address terrorism. Part of the economic deal signed today between Kenya and France includes the modernization of the Nairobi Commuter Rail system from Central Station to suburbs like Ruiru, Syokimau and Riruta.
We have held extensive bilateral discussions aimed at deepening cooperation in trade and investment, particularly in manufacturing, renewable energy, pharmaceuticals, digital innovation, and agro-industrial development.
Another agreement will see France invest 9 billion shillings in modernizing the Port of Mombasa to improve efficiency and capacity. The 2-day France-Africa meeting will see heads of state from Africa, business leaders and investors meet in Nairobi in a bid to reset ties with Paris. And Regina, the France-Africa Summit is expected to culminate on Tuesday with the signing of the Nairobi Declaration, a document which is going to spell out how Africa and France will engage going forward.